The GNOME desktop environment has reached a turning point in its long evolution, and with the release of GNOME 50 Alpha, the project has made one of its boldest decisions yet. This alpha release is not just another preview of upcoming features, it represents a clear and deliberate shift in philosophy, technology, and long-term direction. For the first time in GNOME's history, the desktop is being offered as a Wayland-Only experience, removing native X11 session support entirely from the core desktop environment. This change signals that GNOME now considers Wayland mature enough to stand on its own as the foundation of the Linux desktop, and GNOME 50 Alpha is the first public step toward that future. To understand why this release matters so much, it helps to look at how GNOME arrived here. For decades, Linux desktops relied on the X window system, commonly known as X11, to handle graphics, input, and window management. X11 was powerful and flexible, but it was also complex, aging, and increasingly difficult to maintain securely and efficiently on modern hardware. Over time, as displays became faster, higher resolution, and more diverse, and as security expectations grew, the limitations of X11 became harder to ignore. Wayland was created to address these problems by providing a simpler, more secure, and more modern display protocol designed specifically for today's composited desktops. GNOME has been gradually transitioning toward Wayland for many years. Earlier releases introduced Wayland as an optional session, then made it the default, while still keeping X11 available as a fallback. With each release, more bugs were fixed, more features were added, and more applications became compatible. GNOME 49 already hinted strongly at what was coming by disabling the X11 session by default. Now, with GNOME 50 Alpha, that transition is complete at the desktop level. The GNOME session itself no longer runs on X11 at all. Wayland is no longer an alternative. It is the standard. This does not mean that older applications are suddenly unusable. GNOME 50 still includes support for a compatibility layer that allows traditional X11 applications to run inside a Wayland session. For most users, this means that existing software will continue to work as expected, even if it hasn't yet been updated to support Wayland natively. The key difference is that X11 is no longer driving the desktop environment itself. This simplifies GNOME's internal architecture, reduces maintenance burden for developers, and allows the project to focus entirely on improving the Wayland experience without worrying about keeping two parallel systems in sync. One of the most important components affected by this change is Mutter, GNOME's window manager and compositor. In GNOME 50 Alpha, Mutter no longer contains any code for running an X11 session. It operates exclusively as a Wayland compositor handling window placement, animations, input events, and rendering through a single, unified path. This cleanup allows developers to optimize performance, reduce bugs, and implement features that would have been far more difficult under the old dual backend approach. The result is a desktop that feels more consistent and responsive, especially on modern hardware. Multi-monitor setups, which are increasingly common, benefit significantly from these improvements. GNOME 50 Alpha introduces refinements to how tiled and grouped displays are handled, making it easier to work with complex monitor arrangements. Scaling behavior, window positioning, and transitions between displays have all been improved to feel smoother and more predictable. For users who rely on laptops connected to external monitors or large desktop setups with multiple screens, these changes can make a noticeable difference in daily usability. Input handling has also seen attention in this release. Improvements to keyboard features such as sticky keys help ensure accessibility options work more reliably across different applications and usage scenarios. On the Wayland, input security is stronger by design, and GNOME continues to refine how it balances that security with usability. GNOME 50 Alpha shows that the project is serious about making Wayland not only secure, but also comfortable and intuitive for a wide range of users. Another major addition in GNOME 50 Alpha is early support for session save and restore functionality. This feature aims to remember the state of a user's desktop session and restore it when they log back in. That includes reopening applications, restoring windows, and preserving their positions. While this capability is still in its early stages and not yet fully polished, its presence in the alpha release is significant. It shows that GNOME is actively addressing long-standing user requests related to workflow continuity and productivity. When fully implemented, this feature could greatly enhance the experience for users who rely on persistent work environments. GNOME 50 Alpha also introduces a new way to handle headless sessions. A dedicated headless session service makes it possible to start a GNOME graphical session without a physical display attached. This is especially useful for remote desktop access, testing environments, and cloud-based systems where no monitor is present, as remote work and remote system access become more common. This capability helps GNOME adapt to modern usage patterns beyond the traditional desktop PC. At the system level, GNOME 50 Alpha improves compatibility with newer Linux kernels and modern hardware. Support for updated kernel attributes related to display detection ensures better behavior on systems with newer graphics hardware, particularly GPUs that no longer follow older conventions. These changes help GNOME correctly identify primary displays and graphics devices during startup, leading to smoother login experiences and fewer display-related issues. Beyond the core desktop infrastructure, GNOME 50 Alpha includes a wide range of improvements across its application ecosystem. The Files application, commonly known as Nautilus, has received multiple enhancements focused on usability and performance. Searching for files is more powerful thanks to additional filtering options, thumbnails load more efficiently, and batch renaming has been refined to make large file management tasks easier. Memory usage improvements help keep the file manager responsive even when working with large directories or network locations. System settings have also been refined. The GNOME Control Center continues to evolve with better accessibility support, improved color calibration tools, and clearer options in display and input settings. The addition of a session save and restore toggle within the settings interface gives users direct control over new functionality, making it easier to understand and manage how the desktop behaves. The GNOME web browser, known as Epiphany, receives quality of life improvements that focus on everyday browsing comfort. Options to reduce visual clutter, improved handling of security dialogues, and interface refinements all contribute to a cleaner and more focused browsing experience. These changes may seem small individually, but together they reflect GNOME's ongoing commitment to thoughtful design and user experience. Other core applications see similar attention. The document viewer benefits from a cleaner annotation interface, improved feedback when editing documents, and better organization of tools. The calendar application improves accessibility and refines its interface to make scheduling and navigation more intuitive. Utility applications like System Monitor gain clearer data presentation, better performance, and more accurate reporting, helping users understand what their system is doing at a glance. Even GNOME's built-in games and smaller utilities are not left behind. Controller support improvements, interface refinements, and minor feature additions show that the GNOME project values completeness and polish across the entire desktop experience, not just the most visible components. Under the hood, GNOME 50 Alpha includes many reliability and behavior improvements that users may not immediately notice but will appreciate over time. Power management behavior, background, service handling, and hardware integration have all been refined. Notifications have been adjusted to reduce unnecessary interruptions, and system services are better at adapting to changes in network availability and hardware state. It is important to remember that this is an alpha release. GNOME 50 Alpha is intended for testing, experimentation, and feedback, not for production systems. Bugs, missing features, and rough edges are expected at this stage. The purpose of making this release public is to give developers, testers, and enthusiastic users an opportunity to try the new Wayland-Only desktop, identify issues, and help shape the final stable release through feedback and contributions. Despite its early status, GNOME 50 Alpha clearly demonstrates the project's vision for the future. By committing fully to Wayland, GNOME is simplifying its architecture, improving security, and positioning itself to take better advantage of modern hardware and software technologies. At the same time, the project continues to invest in user-facing features, accessibility, performance, and polish, ensuring that progress at the technical level translates into real benefits for everyday users. As GNOME 50 moves through beta releases and toward a final stable version, many of the features introduced in this alpha will be refined and expanded. Performance will improve, bugs will be fixed, and workflows will become smoother. For now, this alpha release stands as a clear statement of intent. GNOME is moving forward, leaving behind legacy systems that no longer serve its goals, and building a desktop environment designed for the present and the future. For anyone interested in the direction of Linux desktops, GNOME 50 Alpha is more than just a preview. It is a glimpse into a future where the desktop is cleaner, more secure, and more focused. Powered entirely by modern technologies and shaped by years of careful planning and iteration.